How's the tummy feeling? You know, the tummy's okay. It's actually my head. I have a banging headache, but it could be also because I am on the week of my period. And every single time now, I get a very lovely throbbing in my head. Fun. So I don't know if it's from I have a hangover from the Baileys today. Hogan, thank you for the gifted. Mocor, thank you for the 15 months. Hexing, thank you for the 30 months. Sass Lexus, thank you for the prime. Yeety Dooty, thank you for the 16 months. I Eat Big Cakes, thank you for the 4. Ooh! Ray's cookies so bad they gave you a headache. I gotta be so for real. Those are some of the worst things I've tasted. And let me say, I understand that I am me. Okay. I know that I am me with the scales that I have, but I did not expect taking a bite of Ray's concoction that it would taste like straight salt. Yeah. It was a mouthful of pure salt. I have proved I shouldn't be in the kitchen. It hurts people. I honestly didn't mean to. I really did not mean to act so dramatically. I was just so thrown off. I did not expect it to taste entirely of salt. Yeeted Uti. Yeeted Uti. Uti for uterus. I yeeted my uterus. Oh, congratulations. But she's so cute. she's so smiley and sweet and cute. And then holy shit, that was the worst thing I have had. I mean, okay, here's the thing. Rage's was terrible as well. His was, what I will say for Ray, the ice cream was so shockingly salty that I could not really think of anything else. But Your Age's creation was something else as well. So in case you don't know what I'm talking about, Sam and I judged Master Baker today, and it was really something. It was really something. I don't feel that great, but again, I don't know if it's from the desserts that they made or if it's just in general.
Let me go for that.
Oh God, there's already, here's the clip.
Let me go for that.
I just can't decide which piece to bite into.
I
can get you more ice cream.
My God, Ray.
No.
Oh,
Thank you.
Wait, what's in it?
Rachel. What the fuck did
I even hit her with the full name.
you do? Ray. Ray, I'm.
What's in it?
Babe, that is maybe the worst thing.
Ray!
What is it?
Look.
Pure salt.
I actually thought Ray was gonna sneaky be the best too. I'm like, I bet she's hiding her power level. She said she put half a cup.
In it. I thought.
Literally,
But
the bite I took was
much salt?
all salt.
We have
Ray, that is. Did you mix up?
Look
I just
at
can't
this.
decide which piece to bite into.
I can get you more ice cream.
My God, Ray.
No. Thank you.
Wait, what's in it?
Rachel. What the fuck did you do?
I've watched every season of Master Baker. I've never seen Cutie react like that. Even when she tried the dishes she said were dangerous, like ones that had raw flour. Yes, I was on one season of Master Baker and then I judged on another season. I had also never seen Cutie react that way.
Ray.
And she tried it 2 seconds before I did. So the last thing I heard when I was taking a bite was, "Oh, Ray." And my thinking was there was nothing. There was like just nothing to it. I really did not expect a mouth full of straight salt. Oh, God. Do you stand by it being worse than semen? What did
Austin keeps saying it tastes like cum.
No, I think cum is. And I ate cum. And I think pineapple.
Is it more sugary than that?
It was worse than cum.
This was a mouthful. Okay. It is like the ocean. So, Austin.
I have to say, it was worse than cum. Master Bakers, how I learned about you. Woohoo! Yeah, the first season feels forever ago. So long ago. Yeah, it was shocking. It was oh. My favorite thing being a judge on Master Baker when you have been a participant on a competitor on Master Baker is pretending as if when you graduate from being a participant to being a judge, you become a professional.
Oh, that is an approach. There she goes.
My ancestors did it.
Oh, who are they?
I'm not kidding you. This seems as if it were 50 years ago.
I didn't know that was the thing.
That's how they did it back in the day.
What is this?
That is my spoon.
Oh, okay. It looks like a dried up potato. Great. Yeah, hide that.
Ancient
That's the
times.
secret.
We need an all-star season. Wait, that's such a good idea.
Great. Where are your cupcakes right now?
They are cooling off.
You're a genius.
Yes, that's the one
You're the
thing
only
I know,
one.
is that it's too hard to frost.
Does any of the other chefs want to try this? Throw it away. To make frosting, the most basic frosting, you need butter, powdered sugar.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So you don't want regular sugar.
No. That's okay though.
No, it's great. It's really good.
Yeah, don't let them gaslight you.
All right, Caroline.
Last one.
Let's go. Bring it home.
All right. Okay, so I had some very daring ideas, and then things fell apart. So they're all
Well,
over
it
the places,
happens.
But this one I'm gonna call Reese's Witherspoon,
Oh.
and then this one I'm gonna call
Oh, it smells good.
Murder on the Orient Express. That's right.
Wow, this is promising.
I used to have some jokes.
What flavor?
This one is chocolate-esque. Chocolate-esque. with
The
Nutella
collective,
frosting
ooh.
And then a crumble of pretzel and Reese's.
So clever.
A lot of crumble going on.
I think
Are you
that's
trying to
very
like hide something?
This one is
Is this the episode I got eliminated?
with peanut butter and Oreo.
Which one?
My goat is washed. So washed.
All right.
So washed.
Oh.
L
but with
space,
the
thank you for the
frosting.
3 months.
I know.
It's great.
I was not trying to drown out the
You are.
flavorless
You are.
cupcake with the mountain of Nutella.
Really smart.
Okay.
I love the
You know what? Now that I look back on this, I didn't do so badly.
pretzels in there. Yeah, it's
I will tell you, I put a cup, one
Not so
quarter cup
bad.
of regular sugar, and then 3/4 cup of brown sugar. How much flour?
You were
I did
final
add
2. I
some
was
extra
final
flour,
3.
and
I lost to Slime and Squeaks.
Obviously, if it tastes like it's lacking in sugar, I went for the health option. Oh,
Yeah, that was the line that your age tried to pull today.
yeah.
You know what it reminds me of? Parent
Yes.
Trap. You know, with
when they dip
the peanut butter. See, I had a Ratatouille moment with you right there.
nostalgia.
I have to say, I was not trying to be mean today, judging, but it was so bad.
Now, I will say, my frosting that I spent a long time on, it didn't work out.
It
have
was
your
so
frosting
bad.
Yeah.
You were very
It's
kind.
not as bad as whatever the hell was.
I really, this was you today with Ray.
Did you use baking
Two
So
teaspoons.
that's
Is that a lot?
three teaspoons is a lot.
Okay, I will say, yes, I agree. Ice cream sandwiches, very hard day one. Very hard. Oh, how the turntabled. I do think that if Ray had been the judge and had tried Ray's dish as a judge, she would have screamed. She would have screamed. Oh man, oh man. I will say it is always a little nerve-wracking being a judge for Master Baker. Not because of, not nerve-wracking as far as, oh, there's an audience, oh, performing. Nerve-wracking because you know that you're going to get some really crazy things that you have to taste. Really crazy. Ice cream always throws people off too because they forget things can freeze without putting ice in it. And I kept trying to tell people because we weren't allowed to help them, but Cutie was losing her mind that no one was using cream. So I'm like, I'm just going to go around and ask people, hey, what is it that you're making here? And every one of them would say, ice cream. I was like, oh, ice cream. What did you put in it? And they're like, milk. Milk and sugar. I'm like, and they're like, and salt. Like, anything else? Anything else in the ice cream? They're like, ice. I said, yes, you already said that. Ice cream. Anything. They were all so proud. I know. Oh my God. Wow. Those were some crazy ice cream sandwiches today. Sam and I were driving home and we were both just kind of like, oh, we got to stream tonight. Just kind of want to lay down on the couch and be in the fetal position. What is this and where do we watch it? This was Master Baker today, and it'll be on Cutie's VOD or probably YouTube video. Rage sitting there between yogurt and heavy cream picked yogurt. Maybe if you had said ice milk, they would have gotten it. Maybe. Should have given your feedback like this. I mean, you're trying to be nice because you know how hard it is, and you know, it's not Master Chef, but holy shit.
I'm shaking in my pants. I'm just shaking.
There's only one criticism. Only one. For three big boys, it wasn't big enough.
And before you know it, there's nothing on the plate.
Yeah, no, I wish that had been the case. I wish I had been hungry for more. That dude is the one that made Gordon cry. Wow. Such an accomplishment. One more. First of all, Sam looks nude. We look so mean. We look like such mean girls. Oh no. You look like a realtor. I look like a mean realtor. I'm like, so do you want the fucking house or not? Because if you walk away today, I guarantee this is going to be snapped up in 2 seconds. So are we opening escrow or are you going to be a bitch? I really look like I'd be one of the realtors on, I don't know, Selling Sunset or something. Just mean. It's the sunglasses. Yeah. My wife's, was this just my face the whole time? Was I just making faces like this? My wife saw you from across the bar. We really dig your vibe. Can we buy you a drink? Sam looks like the disappointed mother. You look like the mother who's about to kill someone. Wow. Was this just total mean girl energy? Put some blue contacts here and call me Erica Kirk. Do a little blue-eyed Photoshop. You had some incredible looks of concern whenever someone finished explaining what they were doing, then turned away. Oh, boy. I've never seen women more uncomfortable, and all he did was sing. I did give him my bonus point, though. To be fair. This clip is already doing numbers on TikTok?
You're not
God
supposed
damn
to
it.
be.
I fucking hate you.
But I'm comforted by your presence.
I hate you. This makes me feel high. This is this kind of thing. I just always wonder, do the people who make these, are they just high off their rockers? Ashley's been trying for 2 weeks to get you to click that. Why? Ashley, why? Why? Pourquoi? 2 weeks? Hannah, thank you for the 8 months. I don't even know what to say. You should have tried pulling off this.
Drew, come forward.
Yes, chef, this is a chicken quiche with cremini mushrooms, baby spinach, and feta cheese.
Unbelievable.
God, Key and Peele had some great sketches.
Well, Drew, I have a huge
Alzheimer's.
problem with this dish. It's that you haven't made it for me sooner.
Thank you, chef.
Because if you had, Drew, then I would know how good you are at cooking food that's bad.
I'm sorry, chef.
And when I say bad, I mean Michael Jackson bad.
Thank you, chef.
You know how he looked really, really bad at the end of his life?
Chef, I'm sorry. I don't know if you like the dish or not.
You don't know if I like the dish or not? Well, let's put it this way. Pack your knives, get out, you're off the show.
Sorry, chef.
Because you should be working in the finest restaurant in the world.
Thank you, chef.
Just not any world that I live in. In conclusion,
Key and Peele, a new sketch series. Premieres Tuesday.
Dude, it's so true. The way that they structure their notes and their just when they taste a dish and then give their thoughts, and there's so many fake outs. It's such an emotional roller coaster. Gordon is an expert at that. Yeah. He loves to throw people for a loop. He's like, I mean, it's exactly what Key was doing. I've been waiting for over a year for the right moment to send this. A year? Is this what he's doing now these days?
This is Karate Man. Double leg. The jump kick. The side kick. The roundhouse. The tie kick. Body.
I can't imagine that he's doing anything different. God, the no sound. The no
This is Karate Man. Double leg.
Why are men like this? I don't know. I do feel that there is something every day that I see and I ask that question. Mom, pick me up, please. I'm scared.
The sauce needs
Will,
to
have
be...
you seen this TikTok? Wait, I wasn't even at my computer. What is this?
The second you start to hear that,
Okay, here's what I will say. It tastes...
just disappointed look on his face.
Is this guy for real? He's not even here.
See, the sauce needs
Will,
to
have
be...
you seen this TikTok? Wait, I wasn't even at my computer. What is this?
So, Austin poop socked Will. Austin poop socked Will, and I'm pretty sure it's because he keeps getting poop socked himself. He's taking his anger out on everyone else. Is this Austin getting poop socked?
Really smart people. I was thinking about this. Really, people with high education, really intelligent people, like, you know, you would think are like really intelligent. You can never be, nobody is too smart to get duped by propaganda. You know what I mean? Like you can be really intelligent, but you can still fall victim to propaganda.
Is it because he fell for propaganda? Is this what he's trying to get
Here's
at?
the link with the timestamp. Okay.
Hello, old chum. I'm not a gnolf. I'm not a gnoblin. I'm a gnome.
That is crazy. I have not been gnomed in...
After he gives this whole speech trying to say, like, hey, smart people, they fall for things, okay? It happens.
10 years. That I have not.
Oh, shit, Austin. Oh, God. Oh, he's out here getting gnomed. Welcome back to being a streamer. Getting gnomed out here. I present my masterpiece. It's opening it on my desktop and it's making me log in and I don't know my login. It's not opening it directly in the Discord. I don't know why. I don't know what's happening. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me see. Oh, is this it? It's so scary. Why does it? Why do I look like? I don't even know. What is this? It's so scary. It's like Erica Kirk eyes, but also very bloodshot. So maybe after smoking 4 joints, this is frightening. These are Erica Kirk's actual eyes. Yeah, taken out of her skull. Ah! Caroline watching, Caroline watching, Caroline. That's right. Whoo. Whoo, boy. Permission, speaking of smoking, permission hit the dank. Permission granted. Yes, indeed. Okay. Anyway, what is up, everyone? Welcome in. I hope that we are all having a great fucking day. We got some stuff to talk about. I saw right before I went live that David has finally been arrested for murder. So big update there. This is a story that we have been following along with the few updates that have emerged since the body of Celeste Rivas Hernandez was found in David's trunk in September. Also, sorry for the extremely hard pivot here. I'm like, how do we go from jokes and memes to, hey, this really, really horrible thing? But I literally saw the update right before I went live. So let's take a look. Let's take a look at that. And I know that a lot of people kept being like, why isn't he being arrested? Why isn't he being arrested? And it's because I think they were getting all their ducks in a row. And an arrest was impending.
Major breaking news now. Detectives from the Los Angeles Police Department Robbery Homicide Division have arrested singer David Burke for the murder of Celeste Rivas. Burke is being held without bail. The case will be presented to the DA's office on Monday for filing consideration. You may remember, and we've been reporting, Rivas's body was found in the trunk of David's car in September of last year. She was only 14 years old. Again, this breaking news just into our newsroom. We're working to get more information, and we'll continue to follow this story.
We do want to go ahead and bring in now ABC's Alex Stone on the phone to speak more about this case. Alex, you've been following this from the very beginning. What can you tell us as far as this breaking information goes this afternoon?
She was 14.
Well, Mark and Michelle, sources are telling us that this is based off of evidence that the LAPD was able to gather and put together and now is going to be presenting to the LA County DA for a filing decision on Monday.
Have the people who said that they thought he was innocent or were like, well, let's just hold on, have they said anything?
This was
because it kind of feels like when this started to come out, everyone was like, whoa, and then no one talked about it ever again.
Not from any kind of indictment. We know that the case had gone to a grand jury. It was expected that there might be an indictment coming sometime soon. We were thinking in the last couple of months or in the next few weeks. This was not from that. We are told that this is evidence that they have been compiling going back to when her body was found last September, that now they have reached a point where they believe they have probable cause, and it's gone to the DA.
All right. And so a lot of people wondering, so many things seem to point to him. Why did it take them this long to make the arrest? We know they're pretty methodical about how they do things, but...
Yeah, it's a good question. One of the things that they were waiting on, Mark, was the cause of death. And there was difficulty reaching that cause of death, not to get too graphic, but
How
her
old
body
is he? He is 21.
Was in multiple parts. It was in, we know from court documents, 2 different body bags in the front trunk of that Tesla when her body was found. So it was difficult for the medical examiner to determine the cause of death. So they had to prove or be able to show to the DA that she was murdered, that it wasn't something else where, let's say that she overdosed and then somebody freaked out and put her body in that trunk. They have to be able to prove that it was murder. They now believe that they can do that.
All right.
Yeah, we also know, David, as many entertainers do, had an entourage of people around him at times. I know some.
Yeah, and see, my question is, how many people knew Celeste? Because she was around, and David traveled with an entourage. So who knew that this 14-year-old girl was being abused by David?
Other individuals have been considered as
Wasn't
drivers
she on
of
his
this
Twitch stream sometimes? Yes.
vehicle or either around. Any information on possibly how this could impact other people that David was around that also may have been around Celeste Rivas?
Michelle, we don't know yet, and if there are any other arrests that are going to be coming in this case. We know that there were a number of witnesses who came and testified in front of the grand jury, again, that this was not an indictment, that this is probable cause that the LAPD put together and moved forward on. But during the grand jury proceedings, which are secret as they're ongoing, that there were a number of other people who came forward, those who are close to David.
My assumption is they were working with co-conspirators to get an airtight case. So many people around David that were aware of the fucked up situation before Celeste was murdered. I hope everyone involved is held accountable. It sounds like what they just said there was that they had people come forward.
Friends of David,
probably
family
struck a
members
deal
of
or
his
something.
were subpoenaed to go in front of the grand jury. So if there are other arrests that could be coming, we don't know. But as of right now, he is the only one that we know of under arrest.
All right, singer David.
Yeah, I mean, come on. His manager, the people on his team who... She was backstage at his shows. She was a part of. She was a part of the entourage, and like clearly, they had a
under arrest.
Clearly,
Alex.
it was a relationship. Hold on a Pardon me, this whole thing just came apart. Okay, 1 second. This just, wow, yeah, okay. What the fuck?
Breaking news and arrest in the case of.
Okay.
That breaking news at 6. Singer David has
gonna
been
put on
arrested in
another
connection with the
episode.
murder of 14-year-old Celeste Rivas. Good evening once again, everyone. I'm Colleen Williams.
And I'm Michael Brownlee. NBC4 Investigates first broke this story back in September when the teenager's decomposed body was found in the front truck of a Tesla registered to David. The car was impounded at a tow yard in Los Angeles after someone reported it abandoned in the Hollywood Hills.
We have live team coverage on this breaking news story. Amber Frias outside the family's home. But we're going to begin right now with investigative reporter Eric Leonard, who is live in the newsroom with the latest. Eric.
Yeah, robbery homicide detectives from the LAPD, as we know, have been working this case for months, focused on whether they could find sufficient evidence that Celeste Rivas had been murdered and whether they could prove who was responsible. The arrest today puts David, whose legal name is David Burke, in custody on suspicion of murder.
Alex,
the
thank you for the
LAPD
prime
says he'll be
chuggies.
held with no bail, expected in
Permission
court
chuggies.
Monday.
Eep, eep,
Our
thank you
law
for the
enforcement
gifted.
contacts told us back in November.
Okay, so just to give you some background too, Celeste was a 14-year-old girl and her parents were immigrants from El Salvador. She grew up in Lake Elsinore, California. And in the last year of her life, she had been reported missing 3 times. And I don't know exactly when she and David started dating, when he started grooming and preying on this girl. But her last contact with her family was in May 2024. And after her body was found in the trunk of a Tesla that was registered to David Burke, who is the artist David, photos of the two of them surfaced, Discord messages. Her mother said that she had a boyfriend named David. The two of them had matching tattoos. And her brother said that she went missing after David picked her up in his car. And there are lyrics of his songs that people pointed to, but obviously the hard evidence is all of the photographs and the streams of them and the signs pointing to the fact that she was a victim of his.
David was considered the suspect
before her body was found
in the case, and investigators also believed it was possible another person had taken part in the murder. Detectives tell us they believe Rivas was killed in the spring of 2025
Alex, thank you for the
when she
prime.
would have been
Knock Docs,
14
thank
years
you.
old. Her remains were discovered inside two
JK
cadaver
lady, thank
bags
you
in
for
the
3
front
months.
trunk of that Tesla sedan registered to David that was impounded from the Hollywood Hills last September. The LA County Coroner's Office had
She was also believed to have died a considerable amount of time before her body was found.
The cause of her death was a mystery, no doubt complicated by the poor conditions of her remains. The coroner removed the case information on her death from public view at the request of the police while the investigation had been ongoing. Now, David has been out of sight for the last few months. The last we heard, he was staying with his family in Texas. And you'll remember his brother and his parents were ordered out to California to testify before a grand jury investigating the case in February. The LAPD tells us tonight the case will be presented to prosecutors for a criminal filing on Monday. We can also tell you that David was arrested in the Hollywood area without incident today on what detectives called a probable cause arrest warrant, which makes sense. That would be why they would be presenting the evidence in court to prosecute, or presenting the evidence to prosecutors Monday, expecting criminal charges to be filed shortly after. Back to you guys.
All right, Eric, thank you. And today's arrest comes 2 years after Celeste Rivas disappeared in the Lake Elsinore area.
2 years.
Our live team coverage of this breaking news story continues right now with NBC4's Amber Frias. She is live in Lake Elsinore.
And remember, he was in the middle of a tour. He was in the middle of his tour, and then her body was discovered. He was still on tour, and then finally it got canceled.
Where the teen's family lives. And Amber, just a couple of minutes ago.
Well, it's been 2 years since she went missing, but it has been less than a year. It was September of 2025 that her body was found.
You spoke with a neighbor who started a memorial for Celeste. What did she have to say about the developments today?
Colleen, she was pretty emotional. She said that she was still shaking from learning the news that David had been arrested. She says she didn't actually know Celeste, but she has a 14-year-old daughter. So this story from the very start just broke her heart. And yes, she started this memorial you see behind me. She says she makes sure there's stuffed animals, toys, always here for Celeste. Also some twinkly lights and candles that she says turn on every single night. She doesn't allow this memorial to go dark. She's very attached to this case, and she said she just really hopes that she gets justice, because that's what she deserves. Here's more on what she had to say.
I started a memorial for her because she deserves justice, and it's been 220 days since she was found. And when I heard the news today that he was finally arrested, I just got chills.
And again, she tells us that she came out here to set up this memorial right when Celeste was reported missing. She takes care of it every day. She makes sure there's always something here in memory of Celeste. And she, as you can see, there's a lot of stuff here. There's a lot of flowers, a lot of stuffed animals. We have photos of Celeste. So definitely she's keeping her memory alive here in the neighborhood where she lived. Now, her family lives just a few feet away from this memorial. We tried knocking on their door to see if we could speak with them about this, but it doesn't appear that they're home at this time. For now, reporting live from Lake Elsinore, Amber Frias, NBC4 News.
Amber, thank you. Our coverage of David's arrest continues tonight at 7 and on our website, NBCLA.com. In fact, it's the trending story on our homepage. You can find a timeline of the investigation under crime and courts.
She was even on his streams comparing him to famous groomers people around him knew and did nothing. This is an unbelievably tragic story, not just because a 14-year-old girl was killed, but because so many people around her failed her. She was failed by everyone. And it just seems as if she represents the kind of person in our society who is the poster child of being failed. And I just cannot believe that no one did anything. No one did anything. No one said, hey, why is this 14-year-old here? Hey, maybe they did. I don't know. Maybe they did, but not enough to step in and protect her. There were so many chances to have her here still. I know. It's so heartbreaking. It's a really, really heartbreaking story. The musician known as David was arrested in connection with the death of a missing teenage girl whose severely decomposed body was found in the trunk of his Tesla. David Burke, 21, has millions of followers on social media and music platforms and created the anthem for Fortnite. His major label debut, Withered, was released last year, and he got an opening slot on SZA's SOS tour. A lawyer for Mr. Burke did not immediately respond to a request for comment. In a statement on Thursday, the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office said it was aware of the arrest and expected the case to be presented to the Major Crimes Division. Prosecutors will review the facts and evidence to determine whether there is sufficient evidence to file charges. The case, both tragic and lurid, has captivated the public since the authorities announced in September that they had discovered human remains in a car registered to Burke. Officials said the car had been left on a public street for weeks before it was towed to an impound lot in Los Angeles. It had not been reported stolen. I didn't realize he was that big. Yeah, my understanding is that he had basically reached the highest point of his career when this happened. And I think, too, that was what caused people to initially defend him. You know, take the position that he was innocent. And as I said, I really haven't seen people talk about it since that first the initial reporting. The Los Angeles County Medical Examiner's Office identified the remains as those of Celeste Rivas Hernandez, who was 13 in 2024 when she was reported missing from her home in Lake Elsinore, California, about 70 miles southeast of Los Angeles. Her body was found on September 8th, a day after what would have been her 15th birthday. Repeated efforts to reach her family members have been unsuccessful. David had begun a North American tour on August 5th and had several performances in the Midwest the week that his car was towed. After Celeste Hernandez's body was found, several remaining concerts were canceled. The police have said they have evidence showing that Burke traveled north to Santa Barbara sometime in the spring of 2025, but they have not provided additional details about the trip or said why it could be relevant to their investigation. The Los Angeles Police Department initially said it was unclear whether there's any criminal culpability in the case beyond the concealment of her body, in part because the medical examiner's office had not determined the cause or manner of Rivas Hernandez's death. She was 5 feet 2 inches tall and 71 pounds. She was a child, had wavy black hair, and was wearing a tube top and small black leggings. But on November 24th, the medical examiner's office said it had been barred from publicly releasing information about the case after the Los Angeles police got a court order to place a security hold on it. No records or details associated with the case, including the cause and manner of death and medical examiner report, can be released until further notice. The move was criticized by the chief medical examiner, Dr. Ode Ukpo, who said in a statement that he had worked on eradicating the practice of placing security holds on medical examiner cases simply by law enforcement request. And I think the family is considering a civil lawsuit. Let's see. The family of Celeste Rivas Hernandez is considering filing a civil lawsuit against the LAPD to force the release of evidence and records related to the investigation. This is due to delays and a lack of transparency from law enforcement. Their attorneys suggested the family could pursue a civil suit to obtain the withheld information, emphasizing that concealing a body is a crime regardless of the circumstances of death. Police officials said that they sought the hold to make sure investigators received details about the case before the public. Why would they withhold it? Well, they're claiming it's because they wanted to make sure that things weren't made public before investigators got the details and had a chance to investigate. This has me in tears, so fucked up. I know. It's fucking awful. We've covered this, as I said, as updates have come out, and I just keep thinking about this poor girl and the fact that this is an issue that is obviously still happening today, where you have young girls in situations like this, where my issue was everyone's like, well, how do we don't know David killed her. Let's not say anything yet. The police are saying that it's not a crime, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, hold on a second. Let's look at the fact that she was 14 years old and with this 21-year-old. It doesn't take a genius to understand what's happening here. Their relationship, from just the outside looking in, was predatory. There's enough evidence that he groomed her. Yeah, it's like, why is the 21-year-old man hanging out with a 14-year-old girl? What are we doing here? And that's the part, too, that I'm like, people didn't see an issue with this. Even after the discovery of her body was reported, it was like, that was not being recognized. It's so fucking obvious. I know. I don't know. And I just, it's not the same situation, but I keep seeing guys having takes on the Sykkuno situation. And frankly, I think they all just need to shut the fuck up. They have no idea what they're talking about. They are spreading harmful takes to their massive audiences, and they are part of the problem. And I am so sick and tired of these like 22-year-old fuckfaces having a take on, frankly, a situation that involves young women being preyed on, being taken advantage of. Like, why are you speaking up on this? You have nothing to do with this. This is not your reality. This is not your experience in life. Wake Wilder had good takes on it. Of course he did. Here, I'll pull him up. If this discourse has brought anything to light, it's the pitifully anemic understanding. See, now he's already lost them. He's using words that they simply cannot understand. It's the pitifully anemic understanding men seem to have of what explicit and enthusiastic consent looks like. Sex should require no convincing or active guesswork. If you truly believe she wants you, just fucking ask. Should you both be consenting, talking openly to your partner about your shared comfort and preferences prior to fooling around will only elevate the experience. Why in the fuck would you want to be intimate with someone who didn't explicitly desire and enjoy it? And then he got in the comments here, which is quite bold. Someone said, men have to be mind readers. Also, women have zero agency to just say no. Very good take. Wake, I'm encouraging the exact opposite of mind reading and suggesting you simply ask about boundaries and comfort before engaging. Holy fucking shit, I'm going to bed. Is this coming from the guy that always throws himself at every drunk streamer he can find in Austin, Texas? You're ironically a predator with extra steps. Ah, yes, the behavior I'm most known for. Do better. This is an example of someone truly lying. Truly fucking lying. Wake Wilder is the last guy who throws himself at drunk streamers. That is... I am here to tell you, you know how I was saying yesterday, like, you don't really know streamers. The parasocial element of streaming makes people think they do. I am here to tell you that Wake Wilder is and never has been who this piece of shit on the internet is trying to pretend he is. People just say whatever the fuck they want to because they cannot engage with what you are actually saying. Extremely unsexy things to say. Ask any woman. You know, it's so funny when, and I know this, I know this is a dude. It's so funny to have them say, oh, yeah, well, women don't like that. I'm like, you've never talked to a woman. You have never talked to a woman, and don't pretend that you have. Your mom doesn't count. Wake said, yeah, word it less of a dude making a joke under a multi-thread tweet, for fuck's sake. My dog, if a woman is touching your whole ass package, asking them if they're comfortable having sex is not going to lessen your likelihood of it occurring. She's either comfortable doing it or not. You asking lucidly is probably only going to help. If it causes her to decide otherwise, she wasn't comfortable to begin with. Persisting in the absence of consent is exactly how the testimony you're admonishing comes to be. Oh, Wake. Oh, he was out here trying. He was really out here trying, and God bless this man for trying, being in the trenches. Because the thing is that this is what men have to do. Women are tired. They don't, these misogynistic, sexist assholes not only don't listen to us, not only don't value what we have to say, they do the opposite. They devalue it. They find further ways to insult and be misogynistic assholes when women speak about their experiences. And so we do need men. We do need men talking to other men. But holy shit, I know what a challenge this is, being in the trenches like this. Wake is doing what more men should do. Wake is countering what Lacey said on his stream, and then what men in the comments had to say, because they always have something to say. They always have something to say. If your response to their testimony not indicative of exactly why it is that they would fear sharing it? Women often wait for corroborating narratives before risking coming forth, as it's always bolstering against the onslaught of doubt to have strength in numbers. I don't believe he's a dangerous predator. I believe everything described about his behavior is painfully predictable and the outcomes of his actions devastatingly ordinary. See, that's an important point to say. This actually is ordinary because it happens all the time, because it's so fucking normalized. And everybody has this very binary understanding of, I guess, what would I call it? Just kind of generally problematic behavior. So we talk all the time that people's concept of what an actual problem is violent rape. They think, okay, if a stranger violently rapes a woman, then yes, we can agree to that being bad. But they don't have, they completely lack nuance, and they exist in a binary, and they don't understand that the bigger problem is how commonplace this Sykkuno situation is. How there's many more men out there who behave like a Saikuno than they do a random stranger in an alleyway in a trench coat who's like preying on women walking down the street. We have mistakenly condemned transparent discussion of boundaries as an obstacle to intimacy rather than identifying it for the catalyst that it almost always is. While there is certainly an unending list of examples where there is blatant predation, it isn't uncommon for men to be clumsily persisting in the face of uncertain response, while women are politely enduring these advances so as not to create unnecessary conflict. This is all very much rectifiable on a cultural level should we choose to see to such change. Sex is messy and overwhelming and self-confronting. The more we encourage openness and intimate context, the more everyone benefits from those contexts themselves. And the other thing is, too, when you are the person in Saikuno's position, you are a 35-year-old man with significant power and influence and resources. You need to be aware of the position that you are in. So when there is a 19-year-old girl who clearly who's in the industry, right? Since a lot of these girls were VTubers, that is a power dynamic. That is a power dynamic. And the thing is I believe Saikuno's aware. I believe he's aware, but broadly speaking, this is constantly an issue that we struggle to have conversation on. You know? So I believe Saikuno was aware of the power he had in that situation, in every situation, which is why he did the things he did, which is why he kept his girlfriend secret from his friends. I think that speaks to the type of person he is. But what Wake is talking about is very commonplace. It is very ordinary because of how normal how normal it is and how frequently it occurs. Once again, I'm disappointed yet not surprised. This kind of things become so commonplace. We're all just waiting for shit to be revealed constantly. And I think a lot of times too, when men are trying to push back like they are, you know, in these responses to Wake, it makes me wonder, well, is it because you are worried about how your behavior could be exposed? Are you worried about if this is true and you acknowledge this as true, then you are going to have to reassess your behavior? So in order to not have to do that, then you do not acknowledge this as being the reality. I watched this in high school after an assault, and it really helped explain what consent truly was.
If you're still struggling with consent, just imagine instead of initiating sex, you're making them a cup of tea. You say, hey, would you like a cup of tea? And they go, oh my God, fuck yes, I would fucking love a cup of tea. Thank you. Then you know they want a cup of tea. If you say, hey, would you like a cup of tea? And they're like, I'm not really sure. Then you could make them a cup of tea or not, but be aware they might not drink it. And if they don't drink it, then, and this is the important part, don't make them drink it. Just because you made it doesn't mean you are entitled.
Having to explain consent through an analogy of tea drinking.
To watch them drink it. And if they say no, thank you.
I mean, it's very
then don't
well
make them
done.
tea. At all. Just don't make them tea. Don't make them drink tea. Don't get annoyed at them for not wanting tea. They just don't want tea, okay? They might say, yes, please. That's kind of you. And then when the tea arrives, they actually don't want the tea at all. Sure, that's kind of annoying as you've gone to all the effort of making the tea, but they remain under no obligation to drink the tea. They did want tea, now they don't. Some people change their mind in the time that it takes to boil the kettle, brew the tea, and add the milk. And it's okay for people to change their mind. And you are still not entitled to watch them drink it. And if they're unconscious, don't make them tea. Unconscious people don't want tea. And they can't answer the question, do you want tea? Because they're unconscious. Okay, maybe they were conscious when you asked them if they wanted tea. And they said yes. But in the time it took you to boil the kettle, brew the tea, and add the milk, they are now unconscious. You should just put the tea down. Make sure the unconscious person is safe. And this is the important part again. Don't make them drink the tea. They said yes then, sure, but unconscious people don't want tea. If someone said yes to tea, started drinking it, and then passed out before they'd finished it, don't keep on pouring it down their throat. Take the tea away. Make sure they're safe, because unconscious people don't want tea. Trust me on this. If someone said yes to tea around your house last Saturday, that doesn't mean they want you to make them tea all the time. They don't want you to come around to their place unexpectedly and make them tea and force them to drink it going, but you wanted tea last week. Or to wake up to find you pouring tea down their throat going, but you wanted tea last night. But if you can understand how completely ludicrous it is to force people...
Bruh, politics is gay. What do you mean? We're watching a video on how to treat someone in a situation where you have offered tea. What does this have to do with politics? Why is it gay?
People to have tea when they don't want tea, and you're able to understand when people don't want tea, then how hard is it to understand it when
it's a video about
sex?
Tea.
Whether it's tea or sex, consent is everything. And on that note, I'm going to go make myself a cup of tea.
A cup of tea? Let me explain something too, okay? Here's what men need to understand. And until they do, please stop talking. Please stop going on stream. Please stop going on the internet and being loudly and harmfully wrong. Women are socialized. Women are conditioned to be anti-conflict, to create harmony, to not be assertive, to go along with what they are told because that is what their place in society is according to the patriarchal constructs that exist around us. So understanding that from just the get-go will help you to approach situations, especially then when you add in a woman being younger, whatever other factors may be contributing to her feeling as if she, despite being uncomfortable, cannot speak up, cannot voice how she feels, cannot voice her needs, and instead internalizes that. And then if something happens that results in her discomfort, results in her not feeling okay, that she is also told that that's her fault. So it's this series of steps where everything is her fault because the responsibility is on her to make sure that everything and everyone is all right. And being a woman, as you get older, you learn to become more assertive. You have a lot of trauma, so you hopefully have found productive ways to deal with that trauma, to have going forward as you get older, to have the tools available to you to assert yourself when necessary. Why am I not surprised Lacey and XQC are running defense for this shit? Yeah, it's not surprising at all. It doesn't mean that women are not capable of handling conflict, that women do not have emotional intelligence. That's not it. It's the way when we talk about social conditioning that women are taught to minimize their needs. Women are taught to please, that is their role. So when it comes to the actions of men, they have been conditioned to make sure that men are happy, that there is no that there are no issues, there are no problems, and even when there are, they stay quiet on that because, again, they are not encouraged to be assertive, to prioritize their needs. There's also the fear of retaliation. Of course, there's the fear of retaliation. It is a survival mechanism as well, being conditioned to do what's necessary to survive. And that can include somebody taking advantage of you. But the fear is that if you don't allow them, then something worse could happen than has happened. And that could be in the form of physical harm. That could be in the form of retribution, could be blacklisting. This was something that happened, of course, with the victims of Harvey Weinstein. Usually when a man is in a high position of power in society, that reality is even greater, that man can use his consequential resources and influence to retaliate. So I wish the people that needed to hear this were here. I'd love to see you team up with men in this space to educate. Let me explain why I feel that would be fruitless, because I think these men would use me as content. I think they would treat it as a joke. I cannot see a situation where, if Stream is involved, that they would genuinely be open and respectful and wanting to learn. I think it would not be taken seriously, and I think I would be treated as I think I would be treated as a joke. And I spend so much of my life trying to educate people, and I know when a crowd is receptive and when I will just be used. And it's one of those things where in a situation like this, I look at Wake and I see how he is trying to be the one to educate, and I super appreciate that. And I do think men need to step up, especially in the streamer space, because these guys aren't going to listen to me. Their audiences aren't listening to me because their streamers don't listen to someone like me. I am a person that they react in a shocked manner because I am in my 30s. They act as if I'm their mother, and it makes me think they probably don't respect their mothers. If they claim they do, I can't imagine they do, because frequently they act as if women like me are like their mothers. And well, Surfs TV, thank you so much for the raid. Thank you. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. I am Paulito-san. Thank you for the 5 months. Lucy, thank you for the tier 1. Sort of something, thank you for the 3 months. Cliff Ferial, thank you for the 14. Fuck the Nordic model, thank you for the tier 1. Beep. Partying Panda and Hannah, thanks so much. What did you think of Sykkuno's? I didn't even see it. Did it come out today? Yeah, I must have been busy with Master Baker. I think they ham it up for content in some regards, but there's definitely underlying misogyny that they haven't truly reckoned with. For sure. So anyway, I don't believe that the ones who are being loudest right now would at all treat me or anyone else trying to genuinely explain things. I don't think they would treat that seriously. I don't think they care. They don't care to educate themselves or their audiences. They think they know everything. They think they know everything. And I've got too much to do to try and convince someone who thinks that they know everything. Cutie McBooty, thank you for the 10 gifteds. Thank you, doll. Danny, thank you for the 17 months. These guys also refuse to acknowledge their behavior on stream as real-world consequences. For them, it may be a performance online, but there are impressionable minds watching and emulating them in the real world. Yeah. You know, it's kind of like Dave Chappelle, who we talked about yesterday, where they don't... They want to have influence, obviously, because influence equals money, but they don't want any consequences to be attributed to them from said influence. They don't want to reckon with their influence causing harm. It's like when that clip of those little boys came up to Sneeko and they're like, yeah, women are bitches and whores. And he kind of does a, whoa, what? He doesn't give a shit, obviously. He says this stuff. He's the one who's teaching them this. But him in that moment be like, no, guys, you can't say that. They're like, yeah, we can. Yeah, we can. Fuck women, huh, Sneeko? Isn't that what you taught us? Because he did. He did. And then when he sees that in the real world, he sees the consequences of his hate speech, of his vitriol. Then he wants to be like, whoa, guys, let's not be saying that. You're not getting that from me. I think he refuses to deal with the fact that this is his influence on young men. A message from me and my girlfriend. I'm sorry. This is a joint message. Oh my God. I would like to apologize to everyone I've disappointed, most of all to my girlfriend. I'm so sorry I put you through so much. I never want to make these mistakes again and hurt you and the people I care about. I was unfaithful and I own and fully admit to that. I lied to people and told them I was single, which I know is not right. I'm sorry to all the people that I hurt by doing this. The following is not an attempt to minimize what I've done. However, I've seen false accusations about me that are not true. I cannot allow false accusations and such extreme labels to be placed on me. I do understand that the people making these claims did it from a place of hurt, so please do not send any more hate to anyone. I just want the situation to get better and I wish them the best. My girlfriend and I didn't respond quickly because we were already working on a relationship and communication before all this happened. Having so much private information exposed to the public has made it incredibly difficult for us to heal together. My girlfriend and I didn't respond quickly. I will be taking a break from streaming and the internet to better myself and give us the time we need to try and improve our relationship. Thank you for reading. I will continue to grow and learn from this experience. My girlfriend wanted to share her experience. Below is a message written by her. Hi there. I want to start by saying thank you to those who've been checking on me and wishing me well during a difficult time. It's been extremely heartbreaking to learn everything I know now, and going through this has been one of the hardest things I've ever been put through in my life. I've been tossed from all sides. Me and my reality have been continuously shattered. Though no matter how broken I am, I never wanted this to be public. It deeply hurts me that I wasn't given a choice in that or even just warned that this would be happening at all. I didn't want this. Even after the fact, I wish they would have at least checked in on me or asked me how I felt about everything, but I haven't heard from the people involved since all this came out. I understand that those involved with him have been hurt as well, but I don't believe my feelings were considered in this situation at all. Having my worst fears become my reality, then put on full display and used for profit for everyone to see is absolutely mortifying. It truly feels like a nightmare. It was already hard enough trying to work through things in private. This is adding another layer of difficulty and stress on top of everything. Girl, leave his ass. It's made it so much harder for me to cope. Prior to all this becoming public, we were already making changes to improve our relationship, and while I could have chosen to leave, I ultimately made the decision to stay with the hopes of repairing our relationship together. Girl, leave. Even through all the things Even though all the things I've learned are incredibly disappointing and shocking, I don't think they're irredeemable. It's been hard handling things unfolding this way, but I believe this will be a step in the right direction. With time, I hope everyone can focus on healing and being better versions of themselves. What do we mean, everyone? And why is Saikuno saying he needs to heal? Huh? Man, once again, this being turned into I was unfaithful to my girlfriend and we are working things out. And I ask that I ask for that is not what this is about, bro. And I really think this is gross that this double statement, this statement was put together like this. I do feel bad for this girlfriend here, but also woman to woman, leave his ass. Leave his ass. Leave his ass. Girl, get up. Get up. Dump him, sister. Get up. Because the sole problem here is not that he cheated on you. Or sorry, the problem here is not solely that he cheated on you and cheated on you extensively and lied about your existence. You are not an expert at anything. Neither are you a victim. You're extremely entitled and have faced no hardships in your life. You are incredibly male-centered, and men live free in your simple head, spiritually Israeli, much like dog abuser Hassan. Now, that might be one of the wackiest messages. I'm sorry. That person is saying, I am male-centered and spiritually Israeli. People really just be saying anything these days. I think that is a prime example of how a lot of words that either started on the internet or were popularized online really are just, it's just a big soup. It's just a big soup and people put a spoon in and whatever word soup they get, whatever buzzword soup they get, they just stick it together. I can't even feel any type of way about that besides holy shit. That chatter was a ding dong. Caroline Kwan from Men. Hold on a second. Am I a feminazi or am I male-centered? I also love the concept of telling a complete stranger online, you have faced no hardships in your life ever. You are spiritually Israeli. You know, here's the thing. Objectively, I am not. And objectively, I am not male-centered. In fact, quite the opposite. I'm a men's rights. Okay, y'all. I have been wanting to announce this, but I have decided that I am going to become a men's rights activist. I am. This whole Saikuno situation got me thinking that I need to join the cause. It's time. They need me. Caroline Kwan from Women, but for men's rights. Exactly. Hi, I'm Caroline Kwan from Women, and I am fighting for men's rights. What does Hassan have to do with this? Nothing. It's just ironic because people who come in and say stuff like that, they are actually male-centered, but it's only one man. And it's Hassan, and their entire world revolves around him. It is truly derangement syndrome, Hassan derangement syndrome, and I cannot escape it. unfortunately. I cannot escape this obsession. Every single day, I have to deal with these people. Every single day. Who I don't think seem to realize that their entire world revolves around their obsession, their obsessive hate. But sometimes I'm like, do you even hate him? Because I feel like you hate me. You hate me. And you're expressing your hate towards Hassan. But I don't really know. I don't really know if y'all actually hate him. Ironically, that chatter was male-centered. Yes. It's always funny to have people like that scream about how I am nothing without Hassan. And it's like they'll always come in when I'm not talking about Hassan. You're the one talking about him. You're the ones who always bring him up. You're the ones who cannot stop thinking about this man, who actually orbit, are the true orbiters around him, because you eat, breathe, sleep, shit, piss this obsession with him. I call it online men in search of their proverbial father daddy. It's a manifestation of their disappointment or frustration with their masculine role models or lack thereof. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, in case people need to hear this, I don't care. I don't care what you're pissing about. I don't care. You can come in here, you can make a bunch of accounts and comment on all my shit, but I think you're a fucking loser. That's it. I think you are a breed of pathetic loserdom. Anyway, all right. Let's cover, what else do we have? Okay, David Hollywood, what's up with Geese, Mark Zuckerberg's Cliff. Let's talk about actually let's okay. Why Hollywood is facing. All right. Okay. It's time to retire from being a men's rights activist. Yeah, you know what? I know I just announced that that's what I'm doing, but I think I've retired. Let's talk about Katy Perry. Talked about Katy Perry all yesterday. The joint statement feels like he's hiding and weaponizing his girlfriend. Hell, she had more to say than he did. Oh, yes. He very much is hiding behind his girlfriend. He's very much hiding behind, I cheated on my girlfriend and we're going to work on our relationship. And I hope everybody becomes the best version of themselves. Okay, let's talk about what the hell's going on in Hollywood, because it's not good. And I think people lack the understanding that most people in Hollywood are not mega millionaires. Most people in Hollywood are not Leonardo DiCaprio or Margot Robbie. They are working class, middle class, just trying to have gainful employment and pay their bills. And more people are unable to do that. They are selling their homes. They are moving out of the city. There is less and less work for the many people who live and work in Los Angeles. And it was interesting because Kirk Acevedo, if you recognize this guy, definitely a face that you recognize, even if you don't know his name. He did an interview on the podcast called An Actor Despairs, and it was pretty candid. And he talks about the shifting economics of the industry, how things have changed and changed for the worse. And he is, like a lot of people in Hollywood, having to sell his home because he can't afford his mortgage anymore. And this is a guy who's had a consistent career, but he is still the middle class of actors because there is a massive, massive gap. And residuals don't pay like they used to. Just in general, work doesn't pay like it used to, although the people at the top make so much fucking money. They're paying Robert Downey Jr. $100 million, but that's Robert Downey Jr. Everyone else is getting fucked over. And I need people to understand that most people who work in the entertainment industry are working class. They are middle of the road. They are not the high rolling life of the rich and famous. And Kirk Acevedo is talking about the reality of what's been happening in the business.